got any time to really get into it. But so say Faye had a big scar down her forearm like this. It's obviously healed. We're about 12 weeks in. And we're just going to use 100% stretch. So you create a little anchor. And you just pick a point to start from. So I'm going to start. So when you're looking at scars, they have directional. See the way that the tissue moves in different directions. So Faye's arm is it's actually quite tight. But that's just overtraining probably. So it moves backwards and forwards, and it moves side to side, and it moves around. When you've got a scar, there will be a direction where that doesn't move, and you think, oh God. So you could either just directional force. You're trying to drag the fascia underneath the skin. So this way, we're going to pretend that you've got multi-directional issues, adhesions in that scar. And we're just going to come across, and these are tiny little pieces that I cut up. Usually we use about 1 inch piece. So you're using 100% of the stretch, and you come across, and then you take another one and do the same thing the other way. So you can zigzag all the way down this scar. And you just herringbone it all the way down. So you take another one. It is a little bit fiddly, but it's really worth it if you've got somebody with a new scar. And it's somewhere, especially if it's somewhere obvious. So you get my drift. And this is probably the only time where really you're taping tape on tape. And we just keep going up and down to create, like to cover the whole scar until you're covered. And we keep going down like that. So that's called your zigzag taping. I mean, in the picture, they've left a bit more of a gap. You can do that if you felt it was fine to do that. I quite like to have that. So we've got tissue pulling this way and this way. So it's going across. It's giving this like sort of multi-directional pull. As she moves, it's going to keep that fascia and all that scar tissue moving so it doesn't adhere and stick together. So that's quite a nice taping. We can also do a star tape. So if she had like a hypertrophic scar where it's got like a hole, like it's all the tissue is pulling into the center. So it's where the collagen fibers kind of bunch up and tighten up together. So we can create a space correction there, and that's using that star. So same kind of little tabs like this, obviously little scar, little tabs. If it was a big scar, you'd probably use bigger pieces. But with a star, you're using that middle, like we've done with space corrections all along. You're going to use middle pressure, stick it down. So we're coming across the middle, stick it down, and then put those tabs down. You pick another one and go again in a slightly different direction. So 3 should probably be enough for this. So we're pulling apart, sticking down. And then one more. I needed a third colour really, didn't I? And then again across, sticking down. And that will create this kind of force pulling into the inside. If you had something like bursitis as well, something like that, or a cyst, or something that you really wanted to offload, a big bruise that you really wanted to lift off, this star technique is a really good technique to do a multiple space correction stacked up on top of each other to lift the skin over the top.